Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? It's Thursday, March the 24th, 2022. Thank you for joining me here tonight for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you guys the very best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on the only metal channel you need. If you missed anything in the past week, click that eye in the upper right corner of the screen. Bring down that menu. All of my latest videos are up there. Get caught up. I would really appreciate it. Remember to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything when I post new content. You're looking at one of the hardest working channels in the niche of metal and the number one in my opinion. I'm not going to bullshit you. You're going to get it brutally fucking honest. If you like that, great. If you don't, go watch somebody else. Welcome to Top 15 Thursdays here on the channel. Once again, and tonight I'm excited for another one of these episodes that I'm sure many of you will love. I'll be doing many more of these videos in the future. So tonight I'm doing my top 15 metal albums from 1990. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have moved into a new decade, and for myself, this is one of the best decades for metal. And now all 5 of the staples of the metal genres were fully established, with many subgenres branching off of the main 5, obviously. And this was an absolute amazing time for metal when we would begin to see many different subgenres taking shape as well, which is super awesome. I mean, think about it, right? Great stuff. All right, so let's just get into it, shall we? Coming in at number 15, USA thrash metal legends Demolition Hammer with Tortured Existence, released in 1990 on Century Media Records. I remember hearing this way back in the early 90s, and I was completely fucking floored. This is one of my favorite records in the thrash metal genre. Definitely need to pick up some Demolition Hammer. This album is uncompromising. It's raw and garage. It's very aggressive and dark. Absolutely insane. This approaches death metal on many aspects, in my opinion, and it's just a fucking cacophonic, insane ride. And one of the best of 1990, number 15, Demolition Hammer's Tortured Existence. Coming in at number 14, we have Suicidal Tendencies, Lights, Camera, Revolution. Released in 1990 on Epic Records USA, crossover thrash metal legends, of course, making another list here on the channel. Need to get some Suicidal Tendencies as well. This was one of the most pinnacle bands of bringing hardcore punk into the metal scene, and they did that in fucking spades. This is one of the greatest records of all time for skate punk meeting thrash metal. This is also when the scenes begin to merge and the hardcore kids didn't hate the thrash metal heads as much, and vice versa. And Suicidal Tendencies and many bands in that crossover genre were able to solidify that foundation and bring these two types of crowds together, and it was such a fucking sight to see. I got to see Suicidal Tendencies twice, once back in 1997 and again in 2015, and it was fucking amazing. I've also met the band personally. Number 14, Suicidal Tendencies, Light, Camera, Revolution. Coming in at number 13, we have Ex-Hoarder, Slaughter in the Vatican, released in 1990 on RC Records. USA groove thrash metal legends, credited as being the pioneers of groove metal along with Pantera. Now the band has maintained the sentiment that they are friends with Pantera, and you can definitely hear that Pantera did get a lot of their influence from Ex-Hoarder. And this is an absolute classic fucking album. I need to get some Ex-Hoarder because I do love my groove metal. And this album is so poignant and powerful and dark and aggressive that it just blows the fucking mind. It is an absolute classic in the groove thrash genre. Ex-Hoarder's Slaughter in the Vatican gets number 13. Coming in at number 12, USA death thrash metal legends Sadus with Swallowed in Black, released in 1990 on Roadrunner Records. This is some of the darkest death thrash metal that was around at the time. Sadus is Swallowed in Black. I've got so many great memories of this album. I need to pick this one up as well. This is a fucking masterpiece of death thrash. A band that was overlooked as well with the burgeoning thrash death metal scene of the 1990s. This band was overlooked. I'm not sure why. I do hear people talking about Sadus quite a bit, but not as much as I'd like. This is an absolute classic, number 12. Sadus, Swallowed in Black, sorry. Coming in at number 11, Benediction, Subconscious Terror, released in 1990 on Nuclear Blast Records, UK death metal legends, Benediction, making the list, gonna be getting this album. This is some of the rawest death metal I've ever fucking heard, some of the darkest, most aggressive, poignant, powerful, convicted death metal, and this band is legendary. And Cryptworm, you can hear some of Benediction in Cryptworm's music, who's one of my favorite modern underground OSDM bands. And Benediction are just absolutely mind-blowing. I've never seen them live. I really wanted to. Definitely going to be picking up Benediction's Subconscious Terror. This is awesome. Gets number 11. Coming in at number 10, we have Dio with Lock Up the Wolves. Released in 1990 on Warner Brothers Records USA. Heavy power metal. It's Ronnie James Dio. I could not include this album. This is one of my favorite Dio albums, but Strange Highways obviously is. But this is a very epic, fantasy-driven, atmospheric album full of incredible instrumentation and emotion and epic power heavy metal with some great ballads in there. I'd say there's a bit of a ballady approach to this, but they're not sappy ballads. It's more of like just really slow, melancholic type singing from Ronnie James Dio with some slower piano parts. This is a amazing record. It's fucking Dio, Lock Up the Wolves, man. It had to make the list. Gets number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have Master with their self-titled album, Master, released in 1990 on Nuclear Blast Records, USA death thrash metal legends. Not a band I hear a lot of people talking about. Definitely going to be picking this one up for myself. This is an album that struck a chord with me instantly after hearing it, and I remember being fascinated with how fucking different this sounded from everything else that was in the USA death thrash scene. Master were a band that kind of just got thrown by the wayside by fans. I never understood it. I've heard this album a lot. I love it to fucking death. Master's self-titled gets number 9. Coming in at number 8, we have German thrash metal legends Sodom, Better Off Dead, released in 1990 on Steam Hammer Records. This is one of the most incredible German thrash metal records of all time. This is aggressive, fast, dark, and powerful and convicted. Very, very emotionally powerful, and just a dominant record of the German thrash metal scene in 1990. There was really nothing coming out like this. I know Creator had a release in 1990 as well, but I leaned more towards Sodom for this album in 1990 than I did Creator. Not that I don't love Creator any less, guys, so don't get that fucking mixed up. But Sodom's Better Off Dead was an album that just obliterated me, much like Agent Orange did, Victims of Death, and then I forget what their other one's called, but I'm getting a Sodom cassette box set, by the way, of their first 2 demos. Found it on eBay. It's going to be sick. But, yeah, this is just an absolute legendary album. Sodom's Better Off Dead gets number 8. Coming in at number 7, Canadian speed thrash metal legends Razor with Shotgun Justice. What more needs to be said? This is released in 1990 on Fringe Product Records. This band I had the honor of seeing live back in 95, and I just, for this to be something coming out of Canada, something that is this powerful of a statement and this aggressive and dark and fucking fast and speedy and aggressive, shows you that Canadian thrash metal is not something to fuck with. Okay, you can't just sweep Canadian speed thrash under the fucking rug and just go, oh, it's all about the American bands, it's all about Slayer, whatever. Razor makes Slayer look like fucking choir boys, in my opinion, and this is an absolute amazing album. Shotgun Justice, what more needs to be said? Go out and buy this. I'm going to be getting a lot of Razor because they're one of my favorite Canadian thrash bands of all time. Gets number 7, Shotgun Justice. Coming in at number 6, USA thrash metal legends Megadeth with Rust in Peace. Released in 1990 on Capitol Records. Dave Mustaine, you are the fucking man, brother. This is one of my favorite records of all time in the genre of thrash metal for numerous fucking reasons. And this one speaks for itself. It is a statement about where the world was in 90, where it still is today in many ways. It's just, anyway, we're not getting into that. So if you look at the album cover, it's very revealing of a lot of things. This album is about many ideas and emotions and things that have been going on for a very long time, and it's stated perfectly in the lyrics, on the album cover, in the instrumentation, what this record is really all about and what Dave Mustaine has known for a very long time. I'll let you guys figure that out. Number 6, Megadeth, Rust in Peace. Coming in at number 5, Danish thrash metal legends Artillery by Inheritance, released in 1990 on RC Records. Again, that Danish thrash metal, very unique with Artillery's by Inheritance. This is so sonically aggressive, it almost approaches warlike brutality and a battalion-style drum work, guitar framework, vocal performance, as well as lyricism. This is a super poignant record with a lot to fucking say. And it blows my goddamn mind that we lost, I believe, I can't remember the guy's name. I'm really sorry. I know a member of Artillery has died recently. Please don't. I didn't make notes about that because I just didn't really want to talk about it because it's so sad. But yeah, Artillery's by Inheritance is legendary. I'm going to be getting this one as well as some of their other stuff. Number 5, by Inheritance by Artillery. Coming in at number 4, Swedish black Viking metal legends Bathory with Hammerheart, released in 1990 on Noise Records. This is the transition that we would see away from black metal, moving more into epic Viking metal, but there's still black metal elements here. Absolutely, there's a bit of thrash metal elements, but more than anything, it's like traditional heavy Viking metal, and it is absolutely breathtaking. The atmospheres are breathtaking, the fucking lyrics, the guitar work, everything about Bathory. It doesn't matter what he does. Quorthon was a fucking genius. I know he had some less than stellar efforts with the thrash metal stuff, but this album, monumental, just like their self-titled. This would see him venture into different territory, but still have some of those aesthetics that made Bathory so great. This is an amazing record. Number 4, Bathory's Hammerheart. Coming in at number 3, Death, Spiritual Healing, released in 1990 on Combat Records. My favorite death record of all time for numerous reasons, and Chuck Schuldiner, rest in peace, my brother. This is such a powerfully wonderful record for numerous fucking reasons, and I love it to death. It is absolutely off the wall, off the charts. So much great instrumentation here, and this would see the incantation of progressive death metal that many bands would come along and take influence from with Spiritual Healing. This, I would say, this is the album that pioneered progressive death metal. And there's nothing wrong with progressive death metal if it's done right, and Chuck Schuldiner and company sure as fuck knew how to do it justice, because this is easily the best death record of all time, in my opinion. I know people will cite Leprosy, and I do agree with Leprosy, but I would put Leprosy at number 2, which I did in my death albums ranked. So yeah, this is absolutely stellar stuff. Number 3, Death, Spiritual Healing. Coming in at number 2, American groove thrash metal legends Pantera, Cowboys from Hell, released in 1990 on Atco Records. It's Cowboys from Hell from Pantera. It's Phil, Rex, Dime, and Vinny. What more needs to be said? This album did so much for heavy metal in 1990, and it catapulted metal to a different level, okay? And this was something that was unheard of. I know X-Hoarder had some stuff out, but Pantera took it up 10 notches further, and I mean, it's fucking Phil Anselmo and company, man. It's Dime, Vinny, and Rex. I mean, it's so hard not to put Pantera way up there, because they are absolutely one of the greatest metal bands of all time. This is one of the greatest fucking albums of all time. Number 2, Pantera's Cowboys from Hell. Coming in at number 1, Blasphemy, Fallen Angel of Doom, released in 1990 on Wild Rags Records. Canadian Black Death metal legends. It's Blasphemy, Fallen Angel of Doom. This album, along with Bestial Warlust, this is the creation of war metal right here. This album has everything that makes Bestial black metal so great. It's sonic, intense, brutal, uncompromising. Not concerned with if you like lighter metal. This is like just a straight bash to the fucking teeth, repeatedly for 30, I think it's 30 minutes long, 32 minutes. Something like that. I do have the full length sitting right over there. But yeah, Blasphemy, Fallen Angel of Doom gets number 1. It had to. There was no other band that was going to make number 1 except Blasphemy, for obvious reasons. Alright guys, so there you have it. Another top 15 in the books here on Music of Destruction. I hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Merchandise is available on teespring.com/music-of-destruction, as well as bonfire.com/store/music-of-destruction. Thank you to my buddy Anthony, who bought a shirt recently. Also want to give a shout out to S&T Young. Go check him out on YouTube. My good buddy Steve, he's got some killer content. Go check him out. I really appreciate you guys. Join the channel, become an MOD Elite, get amazing perks for just $4.99 per month. Hit that join button, get access to exclusive content, review requests, band interviews, collaborations, and much more. Thank you to everybody who's already joined. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. We'll see you for Metal Album Warfare Fridays. Cheers. See you in the next video.